Hello. It's nice to meet you. I'm Santa Claus, and I'm here to check if you've been nice or naughty this year. Who's the little one with you?
I'd be nice to stay.
That's great to hear. I'm sure we can make this a fun conversation. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself and what you've been up to this year?
All right, so you may have already seen this demo. If not, you can go to santa.tavus.io and you can talk directly with Santa live. He shows up pretty much instantly and you can have a little conversation. This is using Tavus's CVI technology, which is conversational video interface. It's connected to large language models, AI on the back end to generate a Santa. Now, this is pretty cool. It's actually quite awesome. The thing is, I realize it's missing one thing. And that is that Santa already knows if your kid's been naughty or nice. He knows what they want for Christmas. Like Santa knows. But the thing is, there's no way for this to know without asking. So I decided to make a little change and make an update to this so that Santa knows already when he talks to your kids whether they've been naughty or nice. And he also knows what they want for Christmas, which makes it seem even more magical. So I'm going to show you how to do that here in a second. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to head on over here to Tavus.io and you're going to get started for free and create a new account. Once you do that, then you're going to log into your account and you're going to see something like this. And you're going to head on over to your API key section where you're going to create a new API key, give it a name. That's about all you need to do, and then create it. And you'll be given a chance to copy it. Now, I've already created one for my Santa demo, but basically, once you have that API key, copy it. Now I want you to head on over to santa.tavus.io. And if you look here, you can try the demo on the main thing, but you can also fork the demo. When you fork the demo, it will bring up the original repo. And if you scroll down a little bit, you can open it in Stack Blitz. And the cool thing about opening it in Stack Blitz is now you have a live running version of this that you can change or modify. All the source code is here, and you can create your own copy of it and your own version of it. And the way you're going to do that is you're going to click fork here. Okay, you can fork it to your projects, and you'll keep a version of it there. All right, so what I want to produce is something more like this. And this has an input for the API token still, but it also has what greeting Santa should say to start and what should Santa know about my child. So there they are, those two different forms. Now, this is going to be provided to the Tavus API when the Santa conversation starts up, and Santa will use this information. So I'll do a quick demo of that. First of all, let me grab this API token, which I will deprecate as soon as I'm done with this creating this video. And then what should Santa say to start? Hey there, Brian. I know you've been really good this year. How can I help you? Okay, and then Santa should know you are speaking with Brian. He is a father of 2, Julia 7, and Jasper 3. He takes a lot of care and compassion with his children. He teaches them everything he can and spends a lot of quality time with them. So I'm just prepping Santa to know that I'm a good dad, so that when he talks to me, he's going to have that in mind. So let's go ahead and talk to Santa. All right.
Hey there, Brian. I know you've been really good this year. Thank you, Brian. I'm looking forward to our chat. How's your year been so far?
It's been great, Santa. I'm hoping you can help me. I think I've been pretty good, but I don't know. What do you think?
I think you've been doing a wonderful job with your kids, Julia and Jasper. From what I've heard, you're a very caring and devoted father. That's definitely on the nice list.
Awesome, Santa. Well, I'm glad you know that, so thank you so much.
Ah, it's Santa, not Cena, but that's okay. I'm just happy to hear that you're glad. You're welcome. Brian, I'm always keeping an eye on those who are kind to their loved ones.
Great. Do you think I've been good enough to get a present this year?
Oh? I think you've been more than good enough, Brian. From what I know, you've been an amazing dad to Julia and Jasper, and that's the best gift of all. But yes, I think you definitely deserve a present or two this year.
Awesome. Thank you, Santa.
You're welcome, Brian.
All right, so as you can see, Santa took into account what I typed into those fields, and now he's able to use that in the conversation. Let's get into the code changes that I needed to do to make this possible. And it's really easy with the Tavus API. So first of all, I'm going to take a look at the Tavus API documentation. And what I'll find there is that when I create a conversation, I have the ability to provide a conversational context and a custom greeting. And I can do it right there in the API. So if you can see here, this is conversational context and this is custom greeting, and those are just strings. Now, I know that that's a call that is on the create conversation endpoint. And so if I look through here and I do a little search for create conversation, it's got to be in here because we are creating a conversation. And you can see that right here we have a function called create conversation. Great, there's the function with the API key that I pasted in there. And then, so we can actually just remove that now. We don't need that because now we're providing it over here. But then also, you can see that I've added in to this function the ability to take in the conversational context and the greeting. It wasn't there before. If you look at the prior code in that function, create conversation, it did not include those two fields. It just took in the token right here. So I added that. And now I'm passing that on in the body to the Tavus conversation creation endpoint, and it's taking them into account as you saw. So this is being used at the when the instructions are displayed, telling you like how to interact with Santa. So if I go over here to where it's being used, you can see that there is a function inside of this conversation mutation that is taking into account this information. Now in our app, in this example app, it's using something called Atom for storing data, which allows you to pass data between different components pretty easily. I've never used it before this demo, but I really like it. It makes it quite easy. So I'm pulling in that atom. Well, first of all, I created a new atom called new conversation atom, and then I'm using that atom value here, which contains the conversational context and the custom greeting. So let's go take a look at that atom, which is over here. So if we look at the atoms are contained in the store, and so I added a new conversation atom here, which contains an object that should match the new conversation state, and the new conversation state is of the type in conversation, which I added over here, and that is containing the conversational context and the custom greeting, which are both strings. So now I have this atom that can store that information. All I need to do now is collect that information from the user. And what I found is that in the intro, which is the screen you're looking at now, there's already something that collects the state of the API key. And so I thought, well, I'll just add in a state for the custom greeting and the conversational context. And so adding that in here, I've created two new fields. So one takes in the custom greeting and one takes in the conversational context. The repo didn't have a text area, so I went ahead and created one, and that is over here under UI. I just copied input, converted it to a text area, and that is what I am showing here on the screen. I did change the styling to add a little extra height for the text area so that we have a little more room to work. And then in the intro now, I have these two new text areas, and I put in a placeholder which shows the question here: what should Santa say to start, and what should Santa know about your child? And these, when changed, call a handler which updates that new conversation state in the atom. And so what that does is it just pulls in an atom with the use atom effect, and that use atom effect creates this new conversation and set new conversation. Set new conversation is how you update the new conversation. And so what I basically do is I just call set new conversation with the current conversation extracted into this object, and then the new context on top of that. So that gets overwritten. So if I provide any new context, like in this one, I'm providing the conversational context, and this one I'm providing the custom greeting, then that gets added on top of whatever's there. And now this new conversation state is updated. So that is literally about all it takes to make this work. And I already demonstrated to you. It's really cool. Next, and the thing I'll do is I want to tonight when my kids get home, I want to do a little test and see what they think talking to Santa, if he already knows about them. So I will set that up and show it to you. As you can see here, I've entered in information, and Jasper here is about to talk to Santa. You ready, Jasper?
Yes.
Transformers are really cool. I've heard that about them. What do you like to do with your Transformers? Do you have a favorite one?
That one with the two little circle.
That's great. I'm glad you're excited. Sounds like you're showing me something, but I'm not sure what it is. Can you tell me more about what you're looking at?
I'm looking out I want to show
It
him what
seems
it
like
is.
you're really... I must say goodbye for now. The
No.
magic of Christmas calls. Stay on the nice list, and I'll see you soon.
But Santa Claus.
Bye, Santa.
No, I want to go back.